Documentation for developers is used to keep track of the coding done. You document things as a developer so that anybody else who wants to look at your code or help with your code can do this knowing exactly what they're supposed to do. Some types are the product itself, extrinsic, so outside of the code, intrinsic, which is inside the code, like commenting, and the process, so like how you made the project.
Types of documentation for users. Documentation for users is to allow for the customers of your product to understand what they need to do. It ensures that anybody who uses your product will be able to operate it properly. Types of user documentations. Functional description, the functions of the software. System admin guide, for different behaviors of the system and solutions to malfunctions.
Internal documentation. Meaningful variable names are important in your code as it allows for you as the programmer to understand what you're doing connects to for your output. By making your variables have a name that means something to what you're coding, it allows for you to know which variable controls what and exactly what to do with it.
Internal documentation. Readability of code is, as it is named, the clarity of your code. If your code is easy to read, it is easy to follow, therefore easy to find problems when they occur. Some ways to make your code readable is have structure, meaningful names, and easy to remember.
Internal documentation comments. Comments within your code are there for both of you and whoever is going to review your code. You comment what your code is doing or any other notes you wish to add and to help someone else understand what you're doing. In C#, the comments are made by putting 2 forward slashes next to each other. The text after this will be green, making it easily identifiable, and that is a comment.
White space. White space is extremely important for the person looking at your code. In order for humans to process things well, they need white space in between the blocks of code. It's been scientifically proven that by having white space around the thing that a human is reading and trying to process, the more they will be able to retain.
Indentation. Indentation is a fundamental part as to how you get your code to work. By indenting things, you're making it a child of whatever it's put into. An if statement is indented within something else. Could be a loop, in which if the loop is run, it will then do whatever it is indented within.
Online help, context sensitive help. Context to sensitive help is labeled to what the object does. The type is important as it allows the user to access info on different parts for them to understand why it is there and the purpose, such as the name of tools and short descriptions.
Online help. Help files are important to help users of programs understand its functions fully and properly. Help files can be as simple as a PDF or a full documentation website, with an index and a separate page for each tool or function of the program.